Alright, this is my 1997 Polaris Express 400 I just picked up. It is a 400cc liquid-cooled two-stroke. And I think this thing is pretty cool. It's a two-stroke with a CVT, which means that if you tune it correctly, you can essentially be in the power band at all times. I think these things have a lot of performance potential just because of that. I know they aren't the most popular machines in the world, but I think I can make it something pretty cool. As you can see, it's in pretty poor shape. It's sat for an unknown number of years, but I'm going to give it a new life and hopefully increase the performance of this thing and end up making something pretty cool. As you can tell, this thing is pretty neglected. Came to me with no transmission, as you'll see here, and a bunch of other parts were missing as well. There's no telling how long it sat for. In just a second here, I'll throw up the picture from when I actually first got it. Yeah, as you can see, it's a vertical picture, so I apologize, but this thing was absolutely busted. First step, we'll wash off the plastics, and then we can get started from there. Now that it's all washed off, we can go ahead and check and see if the stock piston's still in there, and that'll give us a little bit of an idea of what we have to do going down the road. Alright, so I wanted to preface this video by saying I know these earlier clips are painfully awkward, but as the video goes on, it does get better. I just had to get a little bit more comfortable talking to the camera, but just bear with me, it does get better. But I felt the need to include the clips anyway, just because it gives some context to what I was actually doing, so enjoy. Well, got the stock reed box pulled out, and looks like it is the stock piston. And to my surprise, it looks like somebody has tried to do some port work in there very poorly. So probably gonna have to replace the jug on this or try and clean that up. But not what I was hoping to see. Well, I've got this thing stripped down so I could start ordering parts. I just ordered a new exhaust, a top end pipe from AAEN. I went with a scrambler top end pipe just for performance reasons. They make torque pipes for these things, but I'm hoping for a more performance oriented build. Even though I know this is a utility quad, I'm hoping to change that a bit. I have just received a transmission. Now I just need to get hardware for it and a secondary clutch. And then I think I might try and start it up here soon and see if it actually runs. Well, after I got it stripped down, I hosed this thing down with engine degreaser, and it's still quite a mess. I think the oil tank was leaking because there seemed to be caked on oil in nearly every crack and crevice in this thing. But still pretty on the fence on whether or not I want to run the original headlight pod. I am going for a sportier look, so I was thinking about getting some aftermarket handlebars, maybe something that looks a little bit sportier. But I'm concerned that the body would look a little funky without the headlight. This you guys will probably know before I do what I end up doing, but still pretty on the fence about that. I'll probably order some aluminum wheels here soon. I think I'm gonna go with a 24-inch tire, which is 1 inch shorter than stock, but I'm hoping the shorter tire will lower I guess it would raise the gear ratio. Maybe get a little bit better acceleration. And plus there's some added weight savings, because I'm sure you guys know these things can definitely use the weight reduction. On that topic, I probably won't be running any racks at all, just because those things are quite heavy, and frankly I don't think they'll look very good. I don't plan on using this thing for utility at all, so I don't think it'll be the end of the world. And then I found some Kenda tires that I really like. I'm probably gonna go with some bear claws in the rear, which I know aren't the best tire. They're pretty heavy, but always been a really big fan of the look of them, and I'm saving so much weight in other places. I think that I can spare a couple of pounds, even though it is rotational mass. Well, I've got this thing torn down even further. Finally was able to take the primary clutch off. which revealed even more caked on grease, which I'm gonna have to be cleaning up. I'm probably gonna maybe pull the carb off here soon, try and clean that up. At this point, I'm pretty on the fence on whether or not I just want to go ahead and take the motor out and powder coat the entire frame. The only thing stopping me at the moment is I don't want to deal with this rat's nest of wiring that is somehow factory from Polaris, which, yikes. But I did take off the strut, took out the spring and everything. I did some cleaning on it, came out pretty nice to my surprise. And then just for a little comparison, it's that one right there compared to this one. Cleaned up pretty well. But yeah, I'm probably gonna go ahead and take off the suspension so I can go get that chrome coated. Just the A-arms and the swing arm. But I guess we'll see where we go from here. Just doing little bits at a time. I'm sure you can probably tell these clips are pretty choppy. But I guess you'll find out whether or not I end up taking this motor out and just doing a full frame off. Got this thing torn down a little further. Took the front suspension off. And I spent a ton of time pressure washing this thing and scrubbing it, degreaser. Honestly cleaned up pretty nicely. I don't know if you remember, but this was absolutely disgusting over here. I also went ahead and took off the little header piece right there because I'm actually getting my pipe here in a couple of days. So I'm gonna test fit that on here, make any changes we need to. I might even try and fire it up just to make sure this thing will actually run for me. And then I'm gonna take it to get nickel coated. Then after that, let's keep trucking. I'm probably gonna order a new Fox rear shock from David Wright on Facebook. I've already been talking to him. So yeah, slowly but surely it's coming along. Oh yeah, before I forget, I cleaned up these front knuckles and I think they came out pretty nice. I gotta do something about those hubs, but we'll see what happens with those. Finally got the pipe in last night. I was too excited to wait and film it before I put it on, but there it is. If you were wondering, a scrambler pipe will fit on an Express or an Explorer. Only issue is the shifter does not fit. So if you come look over here, you can see back right here, the pipe makes contact with the shifter mount. Now I think if I cut off that ear right there on the right side and shift the shifter just a little bit to the left, I'll be able to run the factory shifter with the scrambler pipe. But now that I have a pipe, I can start it for the first time. So I ran and picked up a battery at O'Reilly's, and I wasn't sure if the starter would be any good, but listen to this. Oh no. Oh, wrong button. So, like that. But yeah, let's see if I can get this thing started. Now that I have electricity, I can finally run a compression test. And I'm liking what I'm seeing. It looks like, I don't know, 140 PSI. I tried pull starting this to do the compression test. I had so much compression, I was ripping it off the jack stands every time I tried. So, kind of checks out with what I was seeing. But I'm super happy about that. Looks like a really healthy motor. I got the tail right there on the shifter mount so I don't bang up my pipe anymore that I did on the first startup. No dents or anything, just scratch the paint a little bit. But let's see how this goes. That is still really smoky. I'm gonna try that again, but I want to give it some revs this time. Alright, I'm trying to piece together how exactly I'm going to mount this thing. So, let's see if I can get my camera in here. So I've got the standard style springs on there. And I'm not really trusting the seal on that, so I'll probably end up putting some red RTV on there, which isn't the end of the world. So I got those springs holding it on down there. Got this one right here. Not exactly sure how that mounts on a scrambler normally. I'm gonna have to look that up because it looks kind of jank, but it'll work for now. And then coming back here, the Explorer exhaust, I believe it hangs from that single mounting point right there. But I'm gonna have to fab something up here, which will prove to be pretty difficult because I don't know how to weld, despite all my projects I've yet to learn. But yeah, and also first startup, I mean, as you saw, it went pretty well, but it was really smoky. And I think the oil injection pump return spring is stuck open because I pulled the pipe off afterwards because I wanted to kind of, well, actually it was so I could cut off the shifter mount right there so I had more clearance. But I pulled it off and I just dumped oil everywhere underneath there. So my pipe was filled with oil, presumably because the return spring was stuck open. But I'll just have to get that taken care of and then we'll keep moving along. I'm gonna try and get the rest of the suspension off this weekend so I can take it to get coated. Probably, hopefully finish up the mount for the muffler back there so that way I can take the pipe to get coated. And yeah, I think that's really all I need. And then maybe I'll start putting this thing back together just for some initial rise to see how it runs. Well, this place is a disaster, so I figured I'd do a time lapse of me cleaning the garage because who doesn't love a good cleaning time lapse? It's kind of incredible how much just picking up a little bit will transform a space. Yeah, much more tidy now. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is tackle this right here. This thing is all sorts of messed up. The previous owner tried to put a bigger battery on there, just destroyed it. Also need to take care of that because apparently grounds are important. Also clean up that rust over there. But yeah, I guess I'll get started on that. Also, I forgot I made a bracket for the silencer. I'm gonna shape it up and make it look a little less like a piece of 90-degree aluminum. I'll probably just make a Mickey Mouse type shape, whatever you want to call it. Call it good. But yeah, here's where we stand. Put the transmission in. I'm starting to forget what I even did on camera. Yeah, put the transmission in, pretty simple, just 3 bolts and the little jam nut. Put the sprocket on in there. Looking good. I think at some point I'd like to strip the paint. It's aluminum under here. Try and polish that up. I think that would look pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know. Well, I don't really know what I want to do next, to be honest. I know I need to get rid of these things, but I really just don't want to drive to the store and get the hardware to get rid of them. But I could just borrow some from the scrap pile. It's kind of incredible how much crap I took off this thing. Alright. I guess as good a time as any to get started on this battery bracket. These batteries sure are heavy. I'd like to replace it with the lithium ion just for some additional weight savings, since we're already starting off with a weight disadvantage with this thing. But I feel like I've stripped a lot. I know this is kind of a goofy tool. It's probably my favorite one that I own. It's an extendable ratchet. You got your 1/4 inch and your 3/8. It extends up to like a foot. It's pretty handy if you ask me. And I got the wrong size socket. Well, luckily, since the previous owner destroyed this battery box, I can get my screwdriver in here. Yeah, I dropped off the pipe, the swing arm, and the A-arms at the metal coating shop. Oh my gosh. I got to the very end and that thing broke off. But they said that it'll be about 7 weeks before they can even start working on them. So that'll be a minute. I think really that's the only thing I need to get this thing finished up. Well, take that back. I guess that's like necessary to get it up and running. That's the secondary clutch, which is fairly important. Yeah. Apparently, you are not supposed to run your pipe at all before getting nickel coated. But luckily, I ran it for a short enough amount of time to where the guy said that he would do it. So hopefully he doesn't call me back and change his mind, 'cause that'd be quite disappointing. Oh gosh. That's very rusty. It's like this random accessory harness back here. I think I'm gonna take that off. Yeah, I'm taking that off. I want this thing pretty bare bones. Why is there so much riveted stuff on here? No reason. Also, I guess this is the first time you've seen my face, just because I've been pretty back and forth on whether or not I want to show it and all. But I figured any video that's worth watching, you're probably gonna show your face on it, so here we are. Yeah, random harness that literally goes to nowhere. My dad used to have an Explorer. He said they all came with him, so. But where we're going, we're not gonna need it. How do I want to go about this? I guess let's go with the old reliable steel brush. Probably be a lot faster with a wire wheel, but I do not have one, because I am poor. Nobody really services the, I feel like nobody gives the old Polaris 2 strokes any credit. They'll never be a Banshee, but I still think they're really cool. Second, I get power tools. It's over for all you custom builders. I'll be unstoppable. It's not moving as easy as I expected. Time for a different approach. There we go. Nice. Nice. Well, that's one more thing knocked off the list. Trying to think of something I can do next. I might just go around touching up these little rust spots, but I probably won't show that on camera because that'd be very boring. Alright, I've been trying to figure out the front bumper situation here. If you remember from when I first got it, this little part right here used to stick out like 2 inches past the front plastics. So what I did, as you can probably see down there, I cut those ridges in there that, you know, give it structure, and bent it back. So now it sits back behind the plastics. So it doesn't look like it has a underbite now. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you guys are starting to see my vision here. Maybe you think it looks hideous, who knows, but I think it looks pretty cool. Just gotta get rid of those janky handlebars. I think I'll probably, I don't know what I think I'll do honestly as far as handlebars go, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. Probably gonna maybe start working on the plastics, but that's gonna be a horribly time-consuming job. So we'll see. And then the battery box over here, I think it came out really good. It looks way less crusty. Still a little dinged up, but it looks better at least. Yeah. Still trying to find somebody who will do some graphics for me. Obviously there's not much demand for like these older Polaris's, so it's kind of hard to find a company that'll make some for you. I've gone through like the custom graphic designers, and yeah, they don't even respond to my emails, so, but yeah. All right, I got all the body panels in finally, minus the footwells, and I also happened to score some sweet 22-inch paddles. They're the Kenda Dune Runner with a 22 by 11 by 8, so an 8-inch wheel. And I couldn't help myself, I had to throw the plastics on just to see how it all looked. But like I was saying maybe a couple clips ago, hopefully you're starting to see my vision here. I mean, I think that looks super cool, but obviously it'll be much lower to the ground just because it's way up as high as those jack stands will go. And then the seat color, it's gonna change. I'll probably do like a gray silver color. And I might let the upholstery guy go crazy on that, see what he comes up with. I don't know, maybe I'll even do purple to match that little side panel decal, but either way, I think that looks super cool. Yeah. I don't fit in the camera frame, so I gotta duck down. But I'm gonna take these plastics off and take some measurements, and hopefully we can figure out a situation here for our front bumper. Alright, so basically what I'm doing now, alright, so basically what I need to do now is figure out how I'm going to use these supports with the pushed back radiator guard we did, which I think is going to be quite difficult. It would probably help if I had the right one though. So, I think this is going to be a lot more difficult than I anticipated. Let's see. So this needs to be 6 5/8 from the mounting hole. I think I picked up the wrong one again, but just whatever. Got the old handy dandy shop chair, aka a bucket. Got my safety glasses on, because I'm about to do some grinding. Now, you're about to see the true ghetto nature of my setup here, because I don't even have a vise or anything, so I'm going to use the old left foot to hold this thing down while I cut it. And maybe I'll actually get a straight cut for once. Who knows? My back. Maybe that'll work. Alright. Now we're going to use the old poverty spec pipe bender, if you will. And bend that top tab up. My idea is to mount the front tubular bumper onto this, and then I don't know, I'll figure something out. I'll probably gusset it from the top afterwards with one of my friends that can weld. But time for this. Now to fit up the front brace to get this bumper out of the way, which is shockingly easy. It's literally just 2 half-inch bolts. It's one of those times that having power tools makes things a lot faster. Alright, got that out of the way. Now this just slides into the frame channel, which may need some persuasion. Alright, so it looks horrible, but this is what we're working with. I cut off this little square right here, so that way we can fit it with our pushback grill right there. For the other side. Safety first. Close enough. All right. Let's put these things. This one's our left side. Don't need that quite yet. It's our right side here. I just gotta bend this one up to match the angle of the other one. Tried to give it a neutral dump. Did not work. Alright. It's been a very long time trying to get this bumper straight. And I think I've got it. The problem is the bike is actually tilted over to the left. So anytime I look at this, it looks like the bumper's on crooked. So it's really throwing me for a loop. So I did quite a bit of measuring, and this side was giving me more trouble, so I drilled this one first, and I don't have a tap, so I just kind of sent it in there, but it held, and so I got this one locked in. I'm going to double check that it matches the angle of this side, and then I think we'll be good, but I'm going to double check my edges one more time. I think the best tip I've ever gotten when it comes to drilling steel is that you should not put your drill on the fastest setting, because then you'll just burn up your tip. But if you go slow, then I guess you probably should use cutting oil, but if you go slow, your drill bit will cut through like much faster, and you won't destroy your drill bits every time you drill through steel. So there we go, both sides. We got the support bars mounted up. Now we just have to figure out how to mount the support bars to the bumper. Not quite sure how I'm gonna do that. You know what, I'm just gonna try mounting it through this hole right here. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? You know what? I think that'll work just fine. Solid enough. We'll see what happens, I guess. On to the other side. This is the finished product. Got the front bumper mounted. I'm probably gonna have to beef that up, honestly, but we'll cross that road when we come to it. We basically just cut off from here to here, move this bolt back, one bolt up there. But yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Next thing I want to do as far as the bumper goes is I want to replace this with some billet honeycomb material, if that makes sense. If not, hold tight. It'll probably look pretty cool if you ask me. Yeah. Here she is. Alright, I just got a bunch of parts in. Some of these are pretty cool. Some of them are kind of boring, honestly. But I always like watching people unbox their new parts. So figured I'd show you guys what I got here. Some of these are already open just because, you know, I've been having issues getting the wrong parts in the mail. Just because when you're buying used parts, you got like a 50-50 shot it's actually be what you ordered on eBay, seems like. But anyways, starting off, this is one of the boring parts. We'll start with the boring stuff first. So what we got here is our output shaft bearing, which is actually shockingly nice. Get closer so you guys can see the finish on this thing. So actually, it's pretty nice. This thing is shockingly nice. It's got a super cool like gunmetal finish on it. Did not expect that to actually be a nice product, to be honest. Alright, next up, I know what this is, but it's not super exciting, but I think it's pretty cool. Gosh, they like wrap this thing in like a whole trash bag. Alright, so got a factory airbox here, even has the carb boot on it, which is pretty cool. It's actually still soft. This thing is shockingly nice. It's not even like scratched up or anything. And if you're into old Polarises, you will specifically the like utility models, you'll know how rare it is to have these tabs intact. So I think that is super cool. Yeah, look how nice a shape this is in. I have to clean it up obviously, but there's not even like any cracks or anything, which is a pleasant surprise. I'm gonna need the wing nuts though. Yeah. Another one where kind of boring parts. Maybe, depending on who you are, I guess. So, moving on to, I guess, one of the, could be cool depending on who you are. So, we got a Sunstar 34 tooth sprocket. I'm leaving the sprocket size the same as stock for now. I have a 38 tooth as well that I can run, because they actually sent me the wrong one before this and they just refunded me. So I guess I'll be able to play with my gearing a little bit. And this is pretty cool. It even came with some cool stickers. I bought this used, still in the packaging. But yeah, I don't even know when this thing was made. Maybe there's a date on here. No, I don't see one. Yeah, it's super cool. Got the old stickers, and this is actually the main reason I got it is because one, you know, it's a wear item, and two, this has the little slots cut out, so it's a little bit lighter, saving some rolling weight. But yeah, what I'm really curious to see is how this stacks up in terms of weight to the stock sprocket. So I think I'm gonna go weigh that off camera actually, but and I'll report back to you with my findings. But let me get this out of the packaging first. Oh, drop my stickers. Yeah, this thing's definitely never been used, so it makes me feel a little better. Straight out of Japan. It's pretty cool. Got my old faded stickers here. I think these old stock parts are super cool. Yeah, let me go weigh these real fast and I'll report back to you. All right, so this weighs 590 grams. The stock one weighs 722 grams. So I'll put the math on screen here, put it in American units, but should free up a little bit more horsepower. Hopefully we can be a little quicker than factory. That's what I'm going for. All right, this box right in front here, that might be the coolest part we have on the entire four-wheeler, so I'm saving that for last. This is really cool. But moving on, I'll only open one of these, I've got two of them. You will notice it is a pretty big box, which the coolest stuff is normally in the biggest boxes. So, oh, I'm hoping they didn't misrepresent the state of the item on eBay. I'll be devastated if that's the case. Oh yeah, that's super cool. So if you have a old Polaris, you probably know these footwells get destroyed, and got this one here. It is brand new. It's like never even been installed, which is super neat. Yeah, we got a matching right as well, which I won't open that on camera just because that'd be a little repetitive. But wow, this is super cool to see one in this good a shape. Wow. Can't tell what these things are made of. I think it's like fiberglass. It's not like normal plastic. It's a little weighty though. I thought about doing Nerf bars, but frankly I've got a crippling fear of a stick or something impaling my leg, which is a valid fear if you've ever seen those pictures online. It's disgusting. So I decided to stick with the stock ones. Maybe down the line, if I really decide to get crazy with this thing, I'll chop off those factory foot mounts and I'll switch over to Nerf bars. But for now, I'm gonna run these, which I'm super pleased with. Yeah, these ones you can actually still buy new. The right one is discontinued, and that was one I was really excited about getting because I got it brand new. It was old stock from a dealership, I believe. So, yeah, pretty cool. And then this is the really cool thing that I got. So, allegedly, this is just from the forums, so if it's not true, don't chastise me. But supposedly, these are extremely rare. So, I'm stoked that I got these. I actually saw a post for these going for sale within a minute of it being posted, and I messaged him, and I was able to get them. So I'm sure there's some heartbroken people on the forums that I know have been looking for a set of these. So if you're one of those people, I'm very sorry, but I had to get these. But without further ado, I haven't opened them yet. So you're seeing these for the first time with me as well. That's pretty cool. I gotta show you this. If I can hold it steady enough. It'll focus. If you look right here, these are actually date coded from June of 2003. Unopened, brand new. So this is very cool. Yeah, like I was saying, supposedly these are brand new, never opened. It's gosh, dude, these flies are so annoying. Let's see how to open this. Just from the top here. I mean, that's, I'm pretty sure this is original tape. I feel bad even open these, to be honest. There. I just can't believe these are unopened. I'm probably like hurting somebody right now by opening these, but I don't care. I'm sorry. The tape is crumbling because it's so old. Oh man. That is insane. Holy cow. Well, we got some brand new Fox 1.5s for the front. Gosh, dude, these flies. I can't even believe this right now. Prior to getting these, I thought they were like practically unobtainable. So I had given up hope of even trying to find these. Man, fate was on my side. I was actually talking to my brother like an hour before I got these about how much I wanted to set and how hard they were to find. Man, I just can't even believe that. Gosh, these things are so nice. Brand new. Literally, there's not even like a single mark on the shaft from it being installed. That is incredible. Our bump stop still soft. Let's see if they go in and out. Ugh. Yep. Yeah, I've actually got the matching stickers to go with the springs we're going to be running. That's super cool. Got instructions in there. Huh. And then obviously these are intended for the scrambler, so yeah. It's definitely an upgrade. I just for my own sanity, I gotta double check and make sure that these things actually fit in the the struts real fast. So I'm gonna scratch them probably, which is gonna hurt my soul. All right, not gonna put them in all the way, just because I don't want to scratch them up yet, honestly, just because it's so cool to look at these. Gosh. I'm still in disbelief that I even got these, to be honest. It's so cool. Alright, to you guys, this might be like super lame, but man, I can't get over these things. That's so cool. And then you'll probably see these like instantly, but I actually have a set, or not a set, a matching Fox 1.5 piggyback to go in the rear. So have that to look forward to. I still have to wait about 2 more days to get this. So, wow. I'm a pretty monotone guy, but I don't know if I can really portray my excitement very well on camera, just how excited I am about these things. Gosh, that is so cool. I can't even believe how lucky I am. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I can't actually install them because I'm still waiting on the arms to get chromed, which is brutal to wait for. But in the meantime, I'm gonna take our old front springs and get them powder coated. So current plan is to match the springs on the suspension to, I can actually give you a visual aid. So current plan is to match the springs to this purple right here. And frankly, I'm horrible with Photoshop. Otherwise I would have done a mock-up of this, just so I could show you guys my plan from the beginning. But yeah, I'm gonna match this purple right here. And then I finally was able to get in contact with a graphics maker. And we have a slight hitch on that one. So this bike is a 97, and which really the only difference is actually with the carrier bearing here, and then the graphics. As far as I'm aware, there could be more differences, but don't hold me to that. But yeah, the graphics on the 97 are like this pink purple like fade, which I'll probably throw up a picture of it right now. And then the 96, which is actually what those side panels are off of, had this super cool like 90's like zigzag purple. It's like kind of like reminiscent of those like old water cups, which. But anyways, I'll throw up a picture of the 96 graphics right now, just for comparison of what I'm trying to do. But the issue is, to get the graphics reproduced, I need to make a 1-to-1 trace of the 96 graphics. And as you can tell, I do not have access to a 1996 Polaris Express. So probably gonna enlist somebody from the forum if they'll be kind enough to help me. And maybe if I can bribe them by producing them a set of brand new graphics. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a big yap fest today, but I'm trying to think of if there's anything else I can really do. It'd be fun to watch for you guys. Well, actually, why don't we test fit our bearing on there just to make sure it actually fits. Alright, so continuing our little unboxing here. So next up actually comes from Speedworks. This is a pretty cool part as well. Alright, got some brakes here. Or, well, rotors I should say. Got some lightweight brakes here, and I have not actually disassembled the hubs yet, so I will weigh those as soon as I get them torn apart. But for now, take a look at this. Super cool wave design. I think you could probably get a little bit more weight out of them if you drilled the, you know, like around right here, but still super cool nonetheless. I only got one of them because that's the only only one they had on their website, but I'm gonna keep trying to get another one. If not, I'll make my own if I have to. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Just more rotational mass we're getting rid of. Slide that out of the way. All right. Go through this, make sure I'm not missing anything. Alright. We got our Fox 1.5 piggyback. This is super cool. Got the reservoir on there and the adjustable preload. Came with all new bushings as well. Super nice. All right, I ran out of storage before I could finish that last clip. So we got our super cool shock right there, as well as our new Fox fronts. And then he also sent me some purple stickers to match our spring color. So went ahead and threw those on without realizing that the camera wasn't recording. But yeah, here's all of our suspension right here. I just gotta powder coat the front springs, and everything's finished in that department. Let's take a look at this. So obviously it doesn't go like this because there's nowhere for it to go. But pretty sure it goes in like that. Alright. Those not sliding on easily, which I guess might be a good thing. Don't really want to force it on though. Let's try that again. Give it a little pressure. Alright. That is not fitting. And it kind of blows. I was pretty excited to get this thing. Man, I just can't believe this doesn't fit. They literally had it listed under the correct part number. Dude, these eBay sellers are something else. This is what I was talking about at the beginning with the parts only fit about 50% of the time. I don't even know what this would have gone on. I guess maybe a scrambler, perhaps. Well, that is definitely a bummer. Guess I'll be ordering a different one of those. Perhaps a stock one. That is used with probably blown out, because you can't ever trust these Chinese eBay parts. So we need to get this axle nut off here so we can actually replace the bearings, but it is extremely stuck, and I don't know where it is, but my crescent wrench I have is not working. It just keeps slipping off. So I asked my dad if he'd let me borrow some of his monkey wrenches, and hopefully the additional grip will maybe help me get this off, but I'm not too hopeful at this point. I'm gonna give it a try anyways. He also let me borrow this massive crescent. So. Well, did not think so. There we go. That popped out pretty easy actually. Well, hopefully I don't lose this thing. Stud does. Alright, this might end up being a horrible angle, so if it is, I apologize in advance. I had some technical difficulties last night. I was borrowed a bunch of massive wrenches from my father, and I was finally able to get the jam nut off the axle, but to my surprise, the inner one is also stuck. So I let it soak overnight with the WD-40, and who knows, maybe we'll be able to break it free. I should have just done this on the quad before I took off the suspension, but I don't plan ahead. So I have this super ghetto setup. I'm using my 6x6 actually to hold down the other monkey wrench, but you'll see what I'm saying here in a second. Oh. This will even help. This is super ghetto. Turn it into this. Oh. I can't believe that actually worked. Oh, that smells horrible. Well, that's still extremely hot, so I'm gonna go pick up some more parts, which you will probably see before any of this, because I'm gonna add it into the unboxing portion that I just filmed. Alright, so managed to get the nuts off finally. Just took about 3 feet of guess, leverage to actually get that stuff to come off in a whole lot of heat. So, now I'm gonna see if I can get this axle out. Now, from what I read, I think you just hammer it out this way. I'm very pleased with how easy that just came out. There we go. Easy enough. Gosh, the grease smells horrible. Well, that's going to be it for today. This video is getting to be a little bit excessive in its length, so I figured we'll go ahead and end it there. Next video, I'm going to be polishing up the throttle, and like I mentioned earlier in this video, and there's plenty more to look forward to. I should be getting some newer parts rolling in here soon. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And thanks for watching.